Turning now to the crisis in Ukraine, more gunfire and explosions are heard near Sloviansk Saturday. It all started when forces loyal to the Kiev government moved in to protect a nearby television tower. The fighting continued despite a second round of European broker talks aimed at resolving the crisis. Earlier, the Russian foreign minister's statement condemned described as a sharp escalation in the violence in Ukraine. Meanwhile, developments in Ukraine have left many families divided, some physically, others politically. CCTV's Roee.
An exciting reunion at Kiev's Boryspil airport, and an emotional one. These Ukrainian students have just come home from a year of studying in the U.S., but the country they left behind is different than the one they've come back to.
In the beginning, when I arrived there in America, nobody knew anything about Ukraine. They said it was somewhere close to Russia, and now Ukraine is in the spotlight.
A spotlight, she admits, shining on a future of uncertainty.
Now that I'm back, I don't know how it's going to be here.
She's not alone. These teens have all been away from their families during Ukraine's most tumultuous of times. Now parents say they'll have their part to play.
They will help build a new Ukraine where there won't be any corruption, where people's rights will be respected, where people can own businesses and work for Ukraine's prosperity.
Dmytro Pichachchi has been away from his family too. He lives in Kiev, they live in the east, and voted yes in last Sunday's referendum, much to his disappointment. The distance has now grown. They barely speak.
The conversation usually goes something like this. Is everything okay? Yes, it is. Okay then, bye. We don't talk about politics because it turns into a fight immediately because of this situation.
Ukraine's crisis has brought many families together, but it's also divided many others. A number of young people from the country's eastern regions come here to universities in Kiev to study, but given the country's future prospect, more and more of them are preferring to go abroad. Like Akim Nabiev. The 16-year-old tells us he already wants to go back to the U.S. His mother, Gulnara, came from Crimea to meet him here, passing Russian border guards along the way.
I'm going to stay in my motherland no matter what. I will continue living there and will adapt to whatever happens. But he has his own future. He's already grown up and he has to choose his future for himself. The only thing I can do is to support him.
For now, that means taking him home. Roee Ruttenberg, CCTV, Kiev.